Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a sort of a dual, mini episode review on both Season 8, Episode 6 of The Walking Dead, The King, the Widow, and Rick, as well as Season 8, Episode 7, which just aired this past Sunday night, and was called Time for After. So yeah, I'm doing just a video on, just putting these two episodes together just to talk about them, because I was definitely late on episode 6 this season. And I just watched episode 7 the other night. So, and why is that? Walking Dead's been one of my main shows for years. I'm wearing a shirt right now. This is like, beware of biters, makes me think of the governor stuff. Anyway. I actually do like Season 8 so far. I think it's slightly better than Season 7, maybe. Although we'll see when the season's over. But I'm not one of those who hated Season 7 either. I still thought it was good. It's solid anyway. It just had too much sort of padded out filler, I think. Or just ways of stretching things out. And I still do love The Walking Dead. It's going to be one of my all-time favorite shows no matter what at this point, just because of, how much I liked certain parts of it in the past. But, there's no denying that there's something missing from the show these days, at least for me. My favorite seasons are definitely the first 3, and then maybe the first half of Season 4 with the Too Far Gone thing. And after that, I like everything after that. Just something after that, and now, it's just not there. But again, don't take that as me not liking it, because I still do really enjoy it. It's a show that I know I always have to get to. So yeah, these 2 episodes weren't bad. I did like them both, actually. It was good to see more of Michonne again in these 2, because I know they had it in the story that she was still banged up after the fight scene in the Season 7 finale. With the junkyard woman or whatever it was. And it feels like it's been so long since she's been on the show, though. It's been 5 episodes, kind of without her. I know she was in the premiere and everything. But then when you think about it in the show's timeline, it's only been like a week or 2, so it still makes sense that she'd still be injured. But I do wonder if part of it was that Denai Guerrera, she's been filming for, Black Panther and Avengers and Infinity War, which is cool. And I'm not sure, but it seems like probably the schedule sort of overlapped and she had to take some time away to go film that and get that done. And now she's getting more involved, which is great. So it's Michonne being back is already elevating the show a little bit again for me, because she's one of my very favorite characters, along with like Rick and Shane. It's Rick, Shane, and Michonne, and after that I have to think about it a little bit more. But anyway, so she and Rosita, go off together, and Michonne just wants to see what's actually happened to the sanctuary, just to reassure her mind and set this alarm and sort of like worry going off in her head. And they see that it's all surrounded. There are walkers all over the place. But they end up meeting up with, Daryl and Tara. And I'm going to be jumping around quite a bit, between both of these episodes. But The King, the Widow, and Rick, I'd give probably like a 9 out of 10 maybe. And then maybe Time for After, like an 8.8, 8.9 out of 10. Not much, it's not like I, disliked one over the other so much, but I don't know, it's just so I'd rate it, I guess. But anyway, and so they have sort of a clash of how far they actually want to take this, because Daryl and Tara are just hell-bent on getting as much revenge on the Saviors as possible. Tara because of the loss of Denise, Daryl because of experiences with Dwight and being held and everything like that. And they basically want to ram a truck through just to ensure that the sanctuary is pretty much screwed and the walkers get inside as much as possible. Because they've surrounded the buildings, but they're not really inside the buildings yet. So the Saviors would still have like a chance to come up with a plan to get them out or something. But now the walkers are leaking inside, so definitely almost makes that place a little bit sketchy, as far as surviving there any longer. But Michonne and Rosita end up stepping out because they do believe that there's like workers there who have just been held captive and forced to do whatever. And Daryl says, they have time to get out, once we break it down. They can run off to the side or down these stairs or something. But, I'm not sure who I'd agree with in that situation, I guess. It's part of war, but then there's collateral damage. But there are innocent people being killed, and Daryl is held just like them in a way. I don't know, but honestly, I think the whole situation is probably drawn out a little bit, because the truck being driven through, it seems like something that could have been done within like a minute or two, and then we could have had the same type of result. I don't know, but again, still good seeing Michonne back, and I was wondering if Michonne is only going to come back out because she heard Rick was at the junkyard and he hasn't come back yet, and that would cause Michonne to go to the junkyard and just kick Jadis' ass, which would have been great. But before we talk about Rick and the junkyard, we also had, of course, Jesus still holding the prisoners, prisoners of war, and just Gregory saying it's not a good idea to let him into the hilltop because it's like he didn't say it like this, but it's basically like playing with fire. Like what if one of them gets loose and hurts one of the less capable people, or just some of the citizens that are there. It is a risk, Gregory's kind of a coward and arrogant and everything like that, but he still has a point with that. Even Maggie was hesitating on just taking him as prisoners. Like Gregory suggested building a thing to hang him from. But Maggie, of course, ends up building something to keep him in like a barbed wire type of fencing area. And yeah, I think it's just asking for something to go wrong at some point. I mean, I like Jesus, but it's weird that he's had issues with killing him at this point when he was killing him in their outpost in season 7 or whatever. And yeah, I just want that long-haired savior to die. He's just Jerry, or not, Jared, excuse me. But yeah, you just know something's going to go wrong right now with this being set up. Then he had Carl, still helping out that guy who's been surviving on his own out in the woods. And all those walkers kind of piling on top of Carl remind me of when Rick was in that situation. He had to, shoot him, like all through the mouth and everything like that in the early seasons. Now it's realistic that Carl just survived that. It was a little bit weird. But there's some rumors going around about Carl in the mid-season finale, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know anything for sure. I've just been hearing some kind of wild predictions for the finales as usual, but we'll see. I thought it was okay. I don't know how much meaning this guy's gonna have later in the series or anything, but it's all right. And also Ezekiel, he's just completely lost himself. He's just completely dropped the whole King Ezekiel facade. He's talking in his regular voice. He's very open to Carol about just how much he can't be that leader for him anymore. Even though Carol was reassuring him he has to be. And you see a little bit of a romantic flicker, I think. Ezekiel saying he feels like he can be real, when she's around and everything, but yeah, I think Ezekiel will come back into it at some point. I'm not sure he'll be like all, gung-ho, and yeah, I smile, and the kingdom. No, he's probably not going to be like that again, I don't think, but he might, step up to lead them, as himself maybe at some point. Supper is alright. I think the guy playing Ezekiel's doing a fine job. And then I guess we can talk about the Rick and Junkyard stuff, which was, pretty good. Again, one of those scenarios that probably don't have to be drawn out this long, but I think they're just waiting to get to the mid-season finale at this point, which does look really good. I'm eager to see it next Sunday. I thought it was alright. It's just awkward with Jadis and everything, especially at the end with her wanting to, sculpt Rick naked and everything. It was odd. And Rick going in there just by himself is probably not the best idea. I don't know why he wouldn't. Well, he did kind of a backup plan. Knew Michonne or Daryl or someone else would come for him eventually, but I guess he's not confident within himself. And he sort of proved his worthiness to Jadis and the others at the end with the spiked walker helmet thing, and just using the collar that he was being held on just to knock all the saviors down and stuff. A little bit silly maybe, but it was still kind of cool. And he uses the walker to intimidate Jadis into another deal, which could easily be flipped by her again. But we'll see. At least they have the bodies of Jadis and the others on their side now to fight, at least for now. And, he shows the pictures of, Savior's, compound, sanctuary and everything, so we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, overall, I'd rate The King, the Widow, and Rick about 8.9, 9 out of 10, and then Time for After an 8.8 or so. Let me know what you guys thought about these 2 episodes and just about Season 8 of The Walking Dead in general so far. What are your predictions for the mid-season finale? And yeah, so follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.